This is a $1,000 gaming laptop. And what's special about it is that it's really powerful. This is the Lenovo Legion 7000. First impressions are, well, it's not made of metal. It doesn't have any fancy stuff out the outside, no RGB lighting, it's quite simple, and it's quite attractive for the people who don't do gaming all the time. The first thing I notice is the lid, and it has this texture, kind of. On the back, you have almost all the ports, and that's important because when you put it on the table, you want to free the sides. You want to keep your hand right here and maybe, I don't know, use a mouse. On the right side, also, you have another USB port, the second one, and on the back, you have two more USB 3 ports, so that's 4 in total. You actually have a super speed USB-C, and I think it's USB 3.1 compatible, and this is a mini display port. Now, there would have been a lot of space here to implement a full-size display port, but it doesn't bother me. The cables are quite cheap, and you do have a HDMI out and an Ethernet jack, and of course the Kensington lock. On the back side, you have something like this that looks like two giant speakers, but actually they're the fans. They're the one responsible for keeping this thing really cool. And trust me, it does. It does keep it really cool, and it's not actually that loud. On the inside, you do have a full-size keyboard with the WASD keys that are red. And yes, it's backlit. On the wrist pad, you're going to get a little bit of smudges, but it doesn't bother me, but because I always have a cloth like this on hand. So, what do we see here? It's a 9th generation Core i7 with the GeForce GTX and audio by Harman. Well, the display is quite nice because it has a small bezel on the right and the left and the upper top, and the big bezel is down here, and this is the webcam, and those are the microphones. Well, it's not actually a perfect position for the webcam, and if you're streaming, you're going to look like this. You're gonna see whole chain. So first, let's start with the configuration. The laptop starts really fast. It takes about 10 seconds to get to the windows. That's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We do have a 500 gigabytes SSD inside, and actually it's quite fast. It's the Samsung PM981. It's a new generation SSD, a TLC SSD with a new controller, and it actually is one of the fastest SSD I've seen in a gaming laptop. It's actually used in the ThinkPad series, the P series and the T series for other Lenovo laptops. CPU, it's got a Core i7 9750H CPU. It's a 2.6 GHz CPU. It has a turbo boost about 4.1 GHz. It has 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM and Windows 10 Pro license. On the video side, we have a small surprise. This is the UHD graphics 630 from the CPU side, and an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650. This is not a bad video card. It's actually made for this laptop, and although I have installed some games like Return to Castle Wolfenstein, trying to Dirt 3 Complete, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, they all run smooth, like really smooth. And now that I look at the display, it's one of the few gaming laptops that you can fold the display 180 degrees. And this is a good thing, because if you use the laptop with an external monitor, you might just want to push the laptop under the monitor and use the keyboard from this side. Now, the keyboard is good, but it's not perfect. It's a Lenovo keyboard, and I wished that there was some more feeling to it. It's not a mechanical keyboard, that's for sure, because it's a $900 laptop. the feeling is quite nice. It's quite responsive, it has a lot of travel distance, and it's not very noisy. Now the touchpad, well, it's just there for the purpose of being there. I would actually advise you to use a mouse, because without it you're not going to do so much gaming on this touchpad. Although it has Windows precision drivers and it moves quite fast, the buttons are quite hard to push, and that's annoying. You might just want to use the tap function. Now, the display is a 15.6 inches. It's a full HD display, and for my surprise, it doesn't have 120 Hz or 90 Hz. It's just a 60 Hz display, and that's good. You don't have any special software for gaming, but that's okay. Now this is quite interesting. I've been using CPU Z for the last 2 minutes on this laptop with a stress test, and only now it has started the fans on the back. They're going up, they're going up, they're going up. I think this is the maximum speed and the maximum noise, and it's actually quite good. I mean, come on. The CPU is running at 3.2 GHz right now. Keep in mind, this is just a stress test for the CPU, not the GPU. And yeah, I think we're good. You might want to use some headphones if you're gaming, but I think the noise is okay. I mean, you can actually hear me while I'm talking, while the laptop is running the stress test. And going down, going down. It actually went up to 4.1 gigahertz, and that's good. So jumping to conclusions, this is one of the best balanced laptops that I've seen in the last time. Well, the graphics card is not actually that good, so I don't know, count on it for the latest games, but it's going to run the latest games in Full HD resolution. You don't want to go higher than that. And yes, it's quite slim, and it weighs about 2.4 kilograms. The cooling is very well thought. It pulls cold air from the sides and the hot air gets out in the back. So basically you're not going to be annoyed by hot air going out of the sides while you're keeping your hand with the mouse on the right side or on the left side if you're a lefty. So this is the Lenovo Yoga 7000. It's an entry-level laptop for gaming, and I think it could be used very successfully in a business environment because it doesn't look so gaming-ish. It doesn't have the RGB lighting. It's not flashy. It actually looks like a business laptop. If you've owned the ThinkPad for the past few years, you cannot see the similarities here. So this is our review of the Lenovo Yoga 7000. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you didn't, well, there's a button for that on YouTube, and see you in the next one. Cheers!